Okay. In the past 1.5 years, I've paid off $34K of $62K in consumer debt, excluding the help debt, using Snowball, then switching to landslide method once I've cleared the small stuff. What's the landslide?
I was going to ask you the exact same
That
thing.
must be.
I know the snowball, but I don't know what the landslide
snowball is smallest, that's last. I would imagine the landslide would be the opposite, which is the higher interest rate first. Anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. And this is like all the cute names that every personal finance person uses. Like, who cares? They're just cute names, mine included. My remaining debts are a car loan, credit card, zip pay. Far out. What have you been spending?
Let's not focus on that. They've paid a lot off.
No, I'm what are you doing? Anyway, here we are. We're here now. Thank you for asking the question. My remaining debts are a car loan, blah, blah, blah. I'm now working of prioritizing higher interest debt over closing lines of credit has actually hurt me longer term, given I still have poor credit and can't refinance. In hindsight, would closing lines of credit soon have been the smarter move, even if it cost me more in interest? I would love a deeper episode on debt strategy beyond the snowball landslide basics. Holy dooly. I also have $132K in UK student debt, not help, so I assume I don't need to declare it on a mortgage application, which cost me $300. Well, I think you would, because it's an expense. Speak with Sphere Home Loans, which cost me $300 a fortnight. How might this affect my ability to get a mortgage in Australia? Hold my freaking beer. Do you want to?
I'll start.
You
calm down. Yeah. So I think focusing on the positives, they've effectively halved their consumer debt in a year and a half, which is a huge achievement, and obviously a pretty serious behaviour change there as well, which we all know is pretty hard to do. Their question around
I don't know if you just heard that. I chipped my tooth on the mug. People might have heard it in the mic. Anyway.
Okay, so then focusing on the question around should I focus closing those lines of credit instead of focusing on the high interest debt? I think focusing on the high interest debt payments first made more sense for two reasons. Mathematically, they're going to be better off, so their net financial position is now actually going to be better than if they just focus on trying to basically say pay down this one first so they could clear it than the next one per se. So focusing on the high interest, their net position is better. Also as well, reading between the lines here a little bit, I think they need to shore up their financial position as best as possible anyway to begin with to be able to get a mortgage first and foremost, because one of the things that they assess you, the banks when you are looking to get a mortgage here in Oz is repayments, basically making repayments on time, making sure you're not missing repayments, defaults and stuff like that are all going to go against you. They do definitely take into consideration the lines of credit. However, it's a little bit different in Oz compared to, say, the US. So here in Australia, they care more about the limit, not so much about the number of credit lines you have.
Yeah, it's more of a broader credit profile.
Yeah, that's
as
right.
well.
Yeah. So it is a bit different. That UK debt will definitely count because it is a obligation. As a rough rule of thumb here, and again, speak to your mortgage broker, Sphere Home Loans, or whoever it is around this, because they'll be able to give you specific numbers, but sort of a rough rule of thumb, a $300 per month obligation, which is what they sort of mentioned for their UK debt, is going to reduce your borrowing capacity by around somewhere between sort of $40,000 to sort of $60,000 as a borrowing amount, to give you some perspective.
Yeah. I don't think, so you're saying pay the highest interest off first?
I'm saying that what they were asking, like, have I basically done the wrong thing here? What I'm saying is I don't think it's going to be detrimental what they've done.
No. So, if you now hold my beer, this person is not in any shape to be buying a house.
Hence, going for the high interest debt first.
But that's
you don't like that?
No, because what you're saying is interest is the problem, so we need to attack the problem. The problem ain't freaking interest. Walk into the bathroom there in the mirror. That's the problem. It's the behavior problem. We've got all these lines of credit, all this debt. This is loose. Now, I'm assuming that it's been debt not by I think something out of their control. So I'll carve that off if someone got sick or whatever.
Yeah.
If you run sloppy figures and the whole problem is this type of consumer debt walks in your door when systematically your behavior has, on balance, each month, there's been more outgoings than ingoing.
Yep.
Like, that's the facts. So I don't think the actual interest is the problem.
I don't think it's a problem either. But in terms of, I would say that they have corrected the behavior problem in this example, though.
Yeah, potentially. But I don't think this person needs to bloody get a whiteboard, some holy water, a priest, and a freaking shaman.
But then you wouldn't attack the high interest first. So assuming the interest, behavior's been corrected, how would you attack it then?
I'm still running the snowball, just momentum.
So smallest first.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think this person, like, sure, they've done well. They've paid off 30 grand. Question, was it due to hard work or did they get a gift from mummy or daddy? Who knows, right? Interest is not their problem. They've systematically spent over time. My reason for living is to make sure from now on, as long as this person is on the planet, they've made a decision with the priest, the whiteboard, the holy water, the shaman, the freaking local Girl Guide club. We're not using consumer debt anymore, ever. And they need to go for 3-6 months without any new lines of credit, without anything like that. I don't care if they spend an extra $2,000 or $3,000 in the next 2 years on interest if they decide never again and keep paying down the debt.
You can, maintain it, yeah.
Because that $2,000 they're just working on the behaviors. And then what I'm saying to them is, forget house right now. Just go and rent and spend as little as possible on rent. I want you to have a house one day, but the facts say your financial system is a freaking joke, assuming it's not that stuff that I talked about. Mm-hmm. And you need to clean up your debt and clean up your mess. My challenge to this person would be, once the debt is cleared, I want them to save another $20,000 and not have any more debt and just really work on the behaviors. Then at that point, they can start their housing saving campaign.
What would you do with the UK debt? Are you having that cleared as well first, or?
Probably. Help debt here in Australia? Nah, let it ride. There's some concessions with...
Do you know how it works in the UK? Is it also CPR? Yeah.
I don't know is the answer. Yeah. But if they've got that much debt, they should have a decent income. Should. So I'm literally... and the reason why I think they need to clear the UK debt is because some banks and lenders now with a certain amount of help debt will ignore it.
With HEX, they will. I don't know about the UK.
No, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it can't be ignored.
Yeah,
That $300 a fortnight, that's some serious cash flow.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, sure, we're here now. It's not great to have 132 grand. Hopefully that's Australian, not pound.
Yeah, that's true.
In debt there. We've just got to work hard and clean it up. We all lay in the bed we make for ourselves. That's the reality. I'm not above this crap. I've made heaps of dumb decisions in my life, and I just have to, I paid for that course, didn't do it. Well, I'm an adult. I've got to take ownership. So, my friend, a house is not on the menu because I don't think you would enjoy it anyway. And what can happen, the reason I'm crapping on like this, sure, we scrape in and get your mortgage, but if you're still carrying a little bit of debt and you really haven't worked on those behaviors, you're only going to get more debt to furnish the bastard. You're only going to get more debt with the credit card because, I'm just going to put the gym membership on that and then it just ends up in a mess again.
Yeah.
And I've seen these clients when they're sick. In my first book, Sort Your Money Out, client came in. He was in his 60s. I'm ready to retire. Okay, let's have a look. You've got 130 grand in super. Well, that ain't going to help you. I've still got a $200,000 mortgage. Well, that ain't going to help you. You're not retiring, bro. And you peel it back, all his life, he's just refinanced debt in the mortgage. Equity grew, refinance, self-employed, no discipline. So if I'm sounding like I'm being pretty intense, it probably is because I am. But also, do what you want.
No, I think it's valid. Like you said, you got to correct the foundations and the behavior first, 100%, before you even worry about anything else.
Hey, it's Glenn here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. You made it to the end. Can I ask a favor? Can you hit that like button and maybe hit subscribe if you want to get notified when we release further videos just like this one, whether you watch the Money, Money, Money podcast or Retire Right. And remember, if you want to learn more about investing, I've got an investing book, The Quick Start Guide to Investing, and there's a link in the description to get your hands on a copy. Thank you so much. Bye.